Yeah, so it turns out that making direct contact with extraterrestrial spacecraft is a real thing. Welcome to Sean Webb Uncensored. Yeah, hey guys, how you doing? This is Sean Webb. I'm starting this channel because there are things that I have to add to a conversation on multiple issues that no one else is talking about, and so I just wanted to create a new channel that didn't really fit with our Two Seals and a Walrus podcast that we've got going on with the two Navy SEALs, and that didn't really fit into Mind Hacking Happiness vertical either, that helps teach you how to take control of your mind and take control of your life through cheap tricks of neuroscience and better living through chemical manipulation. And so here we are. And today's first topic is a timely one because I wanted to discuss Stephen Greer's release of his CE5 documentary, which the boys and I saw, the SEALs and I saw, and were really interested in. And something happened when we tried it out on a remote lake at a fishing cabin that one of the SEALs has, that we just were hanging out with, and here's that story. Yeah, so Ben and Doug and I decided to go fishing, and these guys are the two Navy SEALs that do the podcast with me, Two Seals and a Walrus, and we've been into exploring non-local consciousness, and we went down to Peru and did some ayahuasca, and we've done some experimentation with meditation and remote viewing and things like that. And to be clear, before we even start this story, none of us are on any mind-bending, altering substances when this happened. In fact, it was a pretty sober weekend, except for a little bit of vodka that we had to mix with our drinks, our mixers. But we weren't even drunk at the time. We were like stone cold sober down at the dock at this fishing cabin. And so I kind of wanted to test out Dr. Stephen Greer's CE5 protocol that I had kind of changed a little bit. And so I started to reach out to see if I could reach some ETs and said, hey, and I felt some local presence. I don't know whether I invented that in my mind or whether it was actually tuning into some beings that were there. I said, hey, why don't you give us a flyby just for fun? And then somebody interrupted me and asked me a question, why I had my eyes closed, because they were like, oh, you're not crashing, dude, are you? And I answered and said, no, I'm just kind of reaching out, doing that Stephen Greer, my augmentation of the Stephen Greer CE5 protocol, because I changed it up a little bit. There's some things that I know about non-local consciousness that just kind of made sense of little changes to make. And so I did that. And then I announced to everybody, I was like, okay, so now let me go back to seeing if I can get some of these stars to move for our entertainment. And I swear on the life of my child, not 10 seconds later, I looked up to see if anything was moving. And I saw a couple of what I thought might be jets. There were small, dim, blue lights in the sky. But then I noticed something about those white lights that seemed a little off, in that they were moving like jets would, except they're moving much faster than jets could ever possibly move at that altitude where the lights would be super small. And so these things are moving at Mach 20 plus easy across the sky. And I thought, well, that's interesting. So I thought, well, let's get everybody's attention on this, because I was the only one looking up at the time. And I said, because I intentionally wanted to not taint or influence what they were going to see, I just said, guys, look up. And both of them looked up, and both of them saw what I'm about to explain to you. So I have multiple United States Navy SEALs as witnesses, so everybody is watching this. And as we are watching this, the two lights that are now moving across the sky at impossible speeds start doing impossibly physical maneuvers, in that, from a physics perspective of what we understand about physics, they are making 90-degree turns without reducing speed at all. And then they start doing like a half circle in the sky, a semicircle in the sky in perfect symmetry, and then do another right angle out of that movement at speed. Like, it would be impossible. Like, everyone saw this. And so within 3 minutes of me starting the little meditation, the CE5, Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind, CE5 protocol, with my changes that I put into that protocol, within 3 minutes, we had 2 craft at ultra high altitude doing things that domestic aircraft, earthly aircraft, terrestrial aircraft can't fucking do. So it turns out me wanting to poke holes in the Stephen Greer CE5 protocol, or me, exploring about, is this bullshit or not? The first time we fucking did it, which actually isn't the first time, but then I'll tell you another story. The first time we did it collectively, we had activity. And we had activity that was no doubt there's everything's a shades of gray, right? So we do agree that there is a potential for natural field activity to have created some type of weird phenomena that we witnessed that was just super coincidental, that we were reaching out to extraterrestrials to say, hey, come on, give us a flyby, that it happened at the exact time that we were doing that. Okay, so that's a possibility on the realm of the gray scale that exists within uncertainty. But most of us are right here on this curve to say that was a fucking ET craft who responded to a call through non-local consciousness to give us a flyby just for shits and giggles, and they fucking did. Right? So you might want to check out Stephen Greer's CE5 protocol. You might want to check out his CE5 documentary discussing. There's an app that Doug had downloaded but didn't read anything to us about, that he's got on his phone that none of us, the rest of us, haven't downloaded. I guess it's a few bucks to support Stephen Greer's efforts, which, I would say, yeah, check it out. Go see if you can go outside and call some lights down to you. It's a fucking amazing experience. Now, the story that I just found out about this weekend, which kind of prompts me to share this information with you, is this isn't the first time that I tried this solo. Like, I went out into the backyard, into the back park outside the back gate of my backyard, and earlier this year called up to say, hey, come on down. I want to meet you. And come down low enough so I can see you, and yada, yada, yada. And I thought I'd failed. I didn't see anything. I didn't really feel anything. And then this weekend, we're going hiking with some other friends who have similarly been in lockdown and hanging out so that we're not exchanging bad germs, etc. We went hiking up in the mountains of North Carolina to some falls. And the father of my son's friend showed me the pictures that he took of 7 unidentified craft flying at low altitudes 2 miles from my house, because he took it at a certain exit on a certain interstate near where I live, which is almost exactly, it's between about 2.3 miles from my house where he took these images. And they scrambled a vertical takeoff and landing jet craft to protect the nuclear power plant near us, which is about 15 miles down the road. That's how serious, and I guess this is standard operating procedure for military installations and for nuclear power plants, who I guess supposedly get numerous visits from unidentified craft, at least if you believe the classified Congress briefings, the leaks from those briefings. Anyway, he showed me the pictures that he took on the day that I asked for these things to fly by, and were 2 miles pictured with a picture on a cell phone 2 miles from my house on the day that I asked for that to happen. And they were so low, I asked for a low altitude flyby. They were so low, I could not see them above the trees at 2 miles of distance, which means they were really fucking low if you do basic geometry. So that was rather interesting for me to find out this weekend that happened. So all that to say this, get yourself a remote control in your hands as soon as fucking possible. Go out and watch Stephen Greer's documentary on CE5. I can't officially recommend his app. I don't get paid from suggesting it. I haven't seen it, so I don't know if it's any good or not. But you might want to go check out the CE5 app that they put out to explain the whole process. Grab a few friends, go outside, sit in meditation, and see if you can't get some spacecraft to come by and fly and say hi to you, because I'm 2 for 2. And so I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it's not that fucking hard, unless there are just two amazingly awesome, powerful coincidences that occurred at the times that I said, "Hey, come on by," and then all of a sudden, multiple people, not just me, are seeing craft to come by. So check that out. I thought it might be bullshit, but now I'm kind of leaning on the holy crap. There's a lot of stuff that we don't understand that we could explore together if we wanted to have some fun. I hope this message finds you guys well. I'll talk to you guys soon. If you want to understand how to do this stuff, yeah, definitely flag this channel, share this, because I'm going to share the secrets of how to do this stuff later on as we move forward. Don't forget where we are. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share this with your friends. We're going to have some amazing shit coming out on this channel. I love you. Talk to you soon. Peace.